We are the Orthodox, which means we believe what is right and we practice what is correct. And this is what it has always meant for Christians. We do what the church has always done. We believe what the church has always believed. And when we measure what it is that this means, we look, as of course we know, to the 7 ecumenical councils. And there we can become bogged down. Because if I were to give to any one of you the text, the tome that contains all of the decisions of the 7 ecumenical councils, and the many more tomes, the books and books that describe the history and the context and the background and the meaning of the words, it becomes a limitless sea in which we try to swim, which we try to drink, and which we cannot contain. And worst of all, in trying to comprehend everything that is contained and discussed in the councils, we may lose sight of the simple truths of the gospel. In a certain sense, the feast that we celebrate today is an attempt to aid us in that. By ancient tradition, this Sunday was given to commemorate all of the ecumenical councils. And then in the 1300s or 1400s, it was decided to focus it instead on only the 4th. Because the 4th ecumenical council, we may say, sums up everything else that is contained. And the 4th ecumenical council, of course, speaks about the person of Jesus Christ and affirms what we know to be the truth, that he is fully God and fully man, perfectly divine and perfectly human, and that his divinity and his humanity are united without confusion, but without division in the one person of Jesus Christ. So far, so good. We get this, at least in theory. But why is it important? Why do we focus so hard on this truth, that for all that the council has kindly limited it down to a easily memorized few lines, nonetheless, although it is reduced to a few lines, we know that those lines are like the tip of an iceberg, that there is so much to know and understand. The point, the reason we study these things, the reason we engage in these things is that there is a real person, Jesus Christ, who came into our midst, who preached to us, who healed us, who ministered to us, who suffered with us, who died for us, and who rose from the dead. And because he is real, there are things about him that we can and must say, and there are things about him that we cannot and must not say. There is truth about God, and it matters. But the reason that it matters is not, as we are sometimes tempted to think, so that we can be smart, so that we can be right, so that we can know the truth and show it to others. The reason we need to know the truth about God is so that we can put all our life, all our energy, all our effort into knowing God as he has revealed himself to us. We are not called to know things about God. We are called to know God, to encounter Him, to meet Him, to be loved by Him, and to love Him in response. And everything that the ecumenical councils affirmed, yes, we are responsible to believe these things. But we need to believe them so that we may walk the steps of our life towards the right person. And not just walk towards Him, but be transformed by Him. This is why the gospel for this day speaks very little about knowledge of the truth. And everything that it says is about how we are changed. Therefore, Christ says to us, "You are the light of the world." Now, a city that is set on a hill can't be hidden. And people don't light a lamp and then put it under a basket to hide the light. They put it on a stand so it may illumine the entire house. Therefore, let your light, and He's talking to us, let the light of Christ that is in us so shine before everyone else in the world that they may see our good works, see our transformation, see the glory of God in us, and may give glory to God who has done such wonders among human beings. This is why we are here. Not just to think the right things, not just to know the right things, but to encounter God in our midst and to be changed. This is the point. This is our common struggle. This is our shared journey. And for this reason, we ask the prayers of the saints. We ask the prayers of one another. For this reason, we come into this holy house and we seek strength and sustenance from the Lord, who offers Himself to us in the gifts that we are about to offer to Him. With this in mind, understanding that we are taking yet another step on the great journey of the transformation of all that God has created through us, the church, that we are called to be changed. Let us stand. Let us continue the divine liturgy.